Forgive me, Jason, if it takes me a moment. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I wanted to give you a perspective that you're used to. And I'm doing it in this way because, to be honest with you, all of the tests I've been doing for other purposes and other projects have proven that using this device, excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me try to, I'm going to also see if this comes in better than when I do this YouTube way. The quality, that is, you know, because there's more to life than just really ignoring some things that maybe you should kind of get a grasp at. So the reason why I'm going to send you this is because you're in the UK right now and you might be able to catch it, and because you followed me on Periscope, by the way. It's about 5:30 a.m. here Eastern time, and so obviously not many people are going to see this live. More than likely not many people will see it later, but that's fine, because as they say, or as George says, it's all about the metadata. Now, there are a lot of things going on, and while we're going, the reason why I really got piqued my interest in you. Let me start earlier here, because I'm sure you probably wouldn't even anticipate this or guess this. I found out about George Webb before the first 50 days. Not quite sure when, but I will tell you, I did not find George Webb via Twitter nor YouTube. And I found George Webb in my spare time, strolling through the interwebs, checking out stuff that interests me. There was a big election in the U.S. That was attention grabbing, and that was fairly remarkable in the results for many ways, but we can keep that out of the mix, with the exception of, let me mention one thing real quick. With all of the hysteria from the Clintonistas and the Never-Trumpers and the resistors, and how they're focused on Russia, let me offer a suggestion for Crowdsource the Truth. How about, since Hillary factors into this, and there is a great fascination and sometimes obsession with Hillary Clinton, how about if we look into the possibility here that either her or her handlers or donors or investors, or maybe she is out of this now, maybe she's retired, maybe she really did accept Donald Trump's comments to her after the election. Very, to be honest with you, he's a blunt dude, he's old, but it seemed very gracious. It almost seemed like he was willing to allow Hillary to retire successfully and gracefully. But somewhere along the line, everybody knows that something went awry. We don't know who or what or when or why at this point yet. It'll probably take a long time to find out. We'll never find out. But what about the possibility that a company, well, it is a company, I guess, a country such as China might have actually been working with Hillary Clinton, or I should say Hillary Clinton was in the place of Donald Trump, and China was in the place of Russia. That seems pretty plausible. If people would have spent the last 9 months even pondering that thought, we might not be where we are now. But we are where we are, and that's where we are. Which, oddly enough, kind of ties me into, after my short intro about how I stumbled upon George Webb, I actually stumbled upon you before the election. I can't remember. You know what? This is for fairness and accuracy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new tab here and look at your channel, because I want to make sure that you don't get the wrong idea. Whoops. Hey. And your followers or other observers or persons of interest get the wrong idea or don't understand. Whoops, I'm sorry I spelled your name wrong, but that should still get me there. Minor tick. Ah, there you go. I want to find the specific video. You know, I think it would be better to, let's see, let's sort. Can I sort here? Oh, I gotta go to this page. I'm sorry. I'm going to sort from oldest, because I want to let you know really where and when I came across you. Where the heck is it? Huh, it's right here. Wait, no,
George?
Nope. I'm sorry, that is not the one. I am mistaken. That was an error. What's going on here? We got a bad sort going. Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba. Oh yeah. That's what it was. It was this one for some reason.
So this is kind of a coincidence. I was in Washington, D.C. yesterday. I got out of a taxi.
Let's watch it. At least for a couple seconds.
It was apparently the opening of the old post office hotel. And there were a bunch of people gathered there as Donald Trump came out. Now, there were some protesters, and I'm sorry I didn't know this at the time, but just in my research today, I've learned that the protesters were from a labor union that was formed in December of 2015, and they were specifically protesting a dispute with the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. I wish I had interviewed some of them, because the thing that I find interesting is that Donald Trump began his presidential run in June of 2015. So that doesn't tell us anything really, but if someone did want to create a problem for the presidential run, certainly creating a labor dispute would do that. We'll have to draw our own conclusions, unless anyone who sees this video is in the labor union or knows someone there and can address that. I'd love to have more information about that. It's also interesting to note that there were a number of people in the crowd dressed in suits and ties, different races, different sexes, who actually supported Donald Trump and spoke to me quite intelligently about their opinions, but refused to appear on camera. You know, D.C. being very political. Anyway, I also downloaded the speech from last night, which I found online, and included that because I think it's a good speech and I think it's newsworthy. So have a look, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, I just happened to be here at the Trump International Hotel, and apparently Donald Trump is coming out soon. That's pretty interesting.
Donald Trump, rich and rude, we don't like your attitude. Donald Trump, rich and rude, we don't like your attitude.
Sorry about that, folks. Okay, that's enough of that. I hope that wasn't too long, that 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Well, and the time it took to find it. Now, really, the title was a draw, but your description was kind of what actually put it over and kind of made me, go check it out. And that was something that got popped up in a YouTube suggestion in a, just for you, so that you know, in a non-signed-in browser. That was a suggestion in the right-hand bar, just based on whatever the hell they think an anonymous user would be looking for. So that in itself says something. The problem that I have, well, I'm sorry, let me continue. That led me to go check out your Crowdsource the Truth. And I seen a couple things. And, I've seen your background and your expertise and, your achievements. And, thought, well, hey, wow, here's someone that seen something, actually documented it, and decided to take initiative to, explore it further and document it along the way. I realized that you were forming Crowdsource the Truth. And as things progressed, just as a very casual observer, wasn't following it like you see that it kind of took me a while to figure out which video I seen. I really kind of started paying attention to you when you popped up with George. And what went from a positive viewpoint of both you and George, for the most part, for someone that you don't know, that's a social media personality, because I'm sorry, but that's all you are at this particular juncture. It seemed like by now there was a possibility that you could have been something other than that, but that's rapidly diminishing. But what I will say, and I am going to preface, I guess, the criticism, because you seem very touchy and your followers are even touchier. So what I'm thinking is that there's a possibility here, and I am gonna stretch out the running conclusion that's based on my personal observation and investigation and, I guess, experience, is that either one, two, or three of your trio of seemingly good doers has either something really something to hide and has nefarious actions and is misleading and betraying the trust of the other two or one of you. Possibly all three are compromised. Possibly all three are not willingly or knowingly compromised. So I'm going to take an alternative approach than my previous approach, which way back I was kind of probably way too soft and kind of got lost in the ether, lost in static, the chatter, and it's just probably just because. And I didn't even bother logging those. I had no intentions of, or well, I shouldn't say intentions. I guess, well, there were no intentions, but I had no idea that there could be really something amiss or nefarious. So I am going to give all three of you the extreme benefit of the doubt, realizing that all three of you are doing something new, learning along the way, kind of beta testing a lot of things. And I'll tell you, some of the things that I've seen you try are great. And, you know, the things that haven't worked, that's great too, because that helps people to either improve upon that idea, expand upon it, maybe try to repair the attempt that you had tried, that you chose a different path, but they said, hey, look, I can tweak this and use this. Some of these techniques that you're using and the pace at which you were learning crowdsourcing was pretty good. You know, it shows that you're a freaking sharp guy, and you deserve all of the admiration for those things that you're, you know, rapidly expanding 11,000 subscribers in a short time. That's very good. That's very nice, very admirable, if you do have the best intentions. My suggestion is to slow down a little bit, Jason. You gotta get a handle on things, because the far leftists are creating too much discontent right now. They are stirring too many pots. They're causing too much shit. Believe me when I tell you that the investigation, there are too many of them, but the investigation and the mission that you have will be best served if you pause just a little bit. I don't think that's unreasonable. If you could just let everybody work behind the scenes, find a less public venue at this point, or the bombasticness, the theatrics, whatever you want to call it. Because it's very important that if you are who you seemed to be a short time ago, an honest, well-meaning citizen that cares for your country, your countrymen, as well as fellow humans everywhere. I don't claim that I'm perfect at all. This web shop platform, I fear, has been contaminated now because of this. The mission of that was to develop, and this is why I was interested in you and George, damn it. This was being developed to present tools to those that may not have access to them with regards to utilizing the internet in such a way as to improve their lives, especially those with disabilities, those with physical impairments, less tech-savvy people, and I'm not that tech-savvy, as well as anyone that would like to learn how to do things but can't afford to. People that have old computers at home running Windows 7 that can't afford a Windows 10 upgrade, missed the upgrade, and luckily for them, they didn't take the upgrade, because that is a massive, massive data sinkhole. Read the fine print. Every keystroke you enter into Windows 10 becomes property of Microsoft. Sorry. But nonetheless, Windows 7 and above, they require multi-core processors, And you know, nowadays with the amount of data, you need a large hard drives. A lot of people have an 80 gig hard drive, Windows 7 or maybe even XP. Might be a Pentium 4, maybe a Pentium 3. Well, what I want to do is I want to show people how to take that old scrap that they can't use to access the internet right now, clean it up, and install a nice Linux system that's easy to use, that they've installed themselves, that they can do for others. And then create tutorials along the way with the help of others that will teach them how to use open source tools within Linux, such as Office Libre as opposed to Microsoft Office. Because once again, when you use Microsoft now in the modern day, every keystroke is owned by them. And every keystroke you make in any of those programs, even if you backspace, was already there. They have the means to capture that. We want to try to give people some dignity and anonymity. Well, sorry about that. I think I butchered the snot out of that word. But hey, you get it. As well as being able to do it in a cost-effective fashion from their home with whatever device they may have. Maybe they have a screen reader. Maybe they're visually impaired. Maybe they have a physical disability where they have to use alternative ways to access the internet, alternative tools and technologies, as opposed to a keyboard and a mouse, or a touchpad or a smartphone. As a matter of fact, I'm using an obsolete smartphone for this whole endeavor. That was not intended to do this, but thank you very much for allowing me to have a real live instead of beta to myself testing ground. So therefore, it kind of proves what I am trying to, the point I'm trying to make, and I guess add authenticity, since all of your folks have so much problem with authenticity. My friend, there's a traitor within your midst. Traitor within your midst. There are traitors or traitors within your midst. And they are the ones that are your sources. If they're not one of you, they are for sure some of your sources are the problem. There is somebody within your realm, someone that is capable, because I'm going to tell you, my friend, and you can ignore this at your peril, but this will get around one way or another. The summer before the Arab Spring, there were a lot of seemingly good folks working either in conjunction, in tandem, or feeding off each other the same way that this summer is playing out. Okay? See that? Now, for your naysayers, the cocky ones, the ones that are misinformed, and the outright disinformation agents that are not allowing you to look beyond whatever you're looking at, we're also the same players. We know because we've tracked it. They're the same players that in 2013 propagandized this. Two opposing groups, in much the way the Trump group, your group, the Bernie-crats like H.A. Goodman, the ones that truly believe that if Bernie would have got the nomination, he would have won. I do believe that. But I don't believe they know what they were going to be getting into. But the fact of the matter is that Bernie, well, I don't know. No, looking at the way the Democratic Party has gone dark, I would say that if Bernie was president, we'd already beat China. And we probably would have joined with China to go invade Russia. But let me get back to the point. I'll take you out of it right now, my friend, and your followers, because I can, I know that 99% of them are fantastic, wonderful, loving, caring people that don't deserve any ridicule from me. And I guess I will apologize for any ridicule that has been dished out or gets dished out, but I will tell you it's going to escalate. If you don't step back and take a breather, man, set up crowdsource the truth properly. You need to properly do it. Dude, you have to have a foundation. You need to have a portal. Doesn't matter where it is. You need help getting a web host that's secure, that you can store your data outside of the purview of the, or at least as far as possible, outside of the purview of the NSA or whatever three-letter agencies or the United States. Well, I'll help guide you to a reasonable, trustworthy host that will set you up in a place that your data can be secure and protected by whatever laws are in that particular server, wherever that server is resided that you choose. You need help maybe creating some type of web accessible web template, WordPress or something like that, or something maybe custom fancy. Let me know. Reach out. Can help you. These were the offers that were made to you a long time ago that you rejected and eventually started talking crap and talking down to people. And for me, I didn't worry about it. But when I seen you doing it to people that have good reputations, this is what I see. Because I followed this in 2013 because it had economic implications. There were economic implications in 2013, and it had to do with the national debt and the IMF loans and the burden that they were placing on Ukraine since the Orange Revolution. No matter what you think about the previous government, the previous legally elected government, with observers from Canada, I might add, and elsewhere, but since that's where I'm from, that's what matters. And that's what the reference point is. They had a few months until election, and they decided to overthrow instead of waiting. But the oddity that got lost in the mix is that they were getting ready to default on their IMF loan so that they could get their shit together, because it was crushing their economy and it was allowing corruption to thrive. Look at Ukraine. Ukraine has always been corrupt. It was corrupt under the Soviets. It was corrupt after the Soviets. It's been thrown and twisted, flipped on its head multiple times. Why did they wait? They finally had legitimate elections that are a legitimate. A way to have legitimate elections. They could have waited till 2014 in the fall and voted in whoever the hell they wanted. And I'll tell you, the Arab Spring, I was heavily involved in the online community trying to sort that shit out. And it was fucking horrific. Looking at the real videos that are long deleted that YouTube used to let live. And then selectively watching those videos that I was archiving, documenting, selectively being shared on CNN in the evening from the uploads of the day. But when way too many uploads were coming way too fast, realistically, this was going on. This was going at a fast pace, and I'll tell you, honestly, it was overwhelming. So I had another project that got contaminated, but for the better. Was not funded, so it didn't last long. I exceeded every possible, I don't know what you would say. I don't know how to say it. I'm kind of, it sucks to think about it. But every favor, every inch of the heart of my hosting provider at least allowed the site to go on beyond what I was able to afford, especially while going through a personal crisis in our own family at the same time. But nonetheless, sometime around March, this was after Tunisia was in flames, Egypt was in flames, Libya was about to begin. And at a point, it was rather odd that the military-industrial complex was so hyped to go in there. And I found it odd back then. I was pointing out how, all these Soros-tied agencies happen to be connected to Human Rights Watch and Amnesty in ways. And, I wrote extensively about this. That project still lives in the archives. But sadly, I lost control of it because it wasn't well funded. I had everything going except for the funding. But going back to March, not long into March, I would have to say, well, I don't know, maybe I would say end of March, beginning of April. It's a little foggy. It went from what looked like defending your town against a crazy government to an offensive that was being led with NATO air support. And at first it looked like it was a necessary thing because we were led to believe there were massive troops on the way to go crush the rebellion. But once the rebels started advancing, shocking news came out of Africa, and that's that a genocide had occurred, and that the advancing rebels were so strong, and the air cover provided them with such superiority that they just wiped out the entire area of the Black Libyans. Look up the Black Libyans and look up their relationship with Gaddafi. Okay, now that turned into a offensive, the offensive led all the way to the gates. And when I personally knew that something was wrong and this was nefarious, was when the armory was opened and the masses were flooding in to the armories, and CNN had a live camera somebody had placed like on the ground on a tripod that was facing the breached gate of, I'm fairly certain, the biggest armory. And the people were coming out with armloads of weapons, armloads of weapons. Nary a word was said at first That was good. They're going to be able to topple the regime. Then, as we know, we came, we saw, he died. Okay? So, let's go back to Ukraine. Now, everybody knows, you agree, everybody agrees that these foundations have too much power. So we see the Ukraine. 2014, what year is it? 2017? 3 years of death. Country is split in half. People are in fear. People are in fear of their government. Corruption is even worse. Nobody knows anything. Hey, look, what the... In 2016, things get ugly as protesters call for a new Ukraine revolution. What? Now these are just the Google results. There's nothing from 2016. You think it's over? I typed in Ukraine revolution in the Google, and I have the Wikipedia, Euromaidan, which is the entry. 2014, 2016, 2014, 2016. 2016. Let's see. No, can't see that one. 2016. So, it's dropped off the radar. Look, hey, it lasted from February 18th to 2014 to February 23rd. How did that happen? Boy, that was fast. Too bad the Constitution they had before that is gone. And too bad they had to change it, and they were allowed to change it during the revolution, before anybody knew that the same modus operandi snipers arrived at the Euromaidan that arrived in Syria, in Libya, in Egypt, and Tunisia. The ones that got all the people riled the fuck up. What did they do? They shot at both sides when both sides were tense. Listen, Jason. Get the fuck out of your fucking multi-tiered fucking too many fucking rabbit holes. Nobody knows what anybody's investigating. Unsorted, chaotic frickin' endeavor. Straighten up. Get things going to make sure that this doesn't happen here. Because the left, the far left, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, are getting ready to start the country on fucking fire. And all you're doing is fucking dividing the goddamn fucking community that has been fighting for fucking years to make sure it doesn't fucking happen here. We hate it when it happens elsewhere. Damn it. Okay? Just to prove that this is the same fucking person pissed off and getting fucking more pissed off. Here's the fucking window that I had open when I fucking made those screenshots and comments earlier on George Webb's fucking video. And the goddamn reason was because he said on June 18th, 2017, and put it in text, metadata. Do journalists remember who, what, when, where, why, how and why? Why make pronouncements before you know? Now I am gonna fucking show you something here, my friend. And now I'm getting kind of fucking angry, so I'm probably gonna get off because I do not like goddamn swearing on the fucking internet. Or I should say, when it is a possibility for some freaking children. You remember when we grew up, Jason? Remember when it was not fucking proper to fucking swear around children, especially on TV, unless you had cable? And you know that when we were little, my friend, we didn't have no fucking cable. If you did, you were fucking amazing. 'Cause I'm not that much older than you. So here, this is proof that I know where your fucking site is, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, because now I'm kind of getting mad. Whoops. Got me all riled up. I forgot where the fuck I was going. Look at that. You can look at some of the pages that I've looked at. Okay? All right. Now, look at that. 5 of your followers that were thinking one thing either decided that their thinking was wrong or that they didn't want to fucking hear anymore. Because that was 17 earlier. And no, I do not have... Well, no, you know what? I probably do have a screenshot of it. I'm not going to say that I don't. So, hey, look. We're live. Direct blunt message to CS the truth, right? Okay? So I know that the tweet went to you, and I'll tell you, I know that there's 0 people watching, and I know that it's UK time, and it's light, and you're probably doing something. Hopefully you'll fucking interview somebody about something fucking important, or get the fuck home and straighten your shit out. Find somebody in the UK that can help you sort this shit out. Find some crowdsourcing fucking people that can get your journalist who hasn't published an article in quite a while to goddamn fucking do something. I'm going to go. It's going to take a while here. Bear with me. And after I show you this, whoops. George noticed. Holy crap. Wow, that was a long conversation. Got a lot out of that conversation. Thank you, Becky. Holy crap, man. Hey, look, there you are. That was when you were shadow banning my comments. What the fuck? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Dun, dun, dun. Look. 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 Let's highlight that. Oh, wait. Ah, damn it. Oh, 8:54 p.m. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? 8:54 p.m. on 17 June 2017. See that? There are 2 comments and 3 retweets and 6 hearts. Oh, thank you. Everybody gave it a heart. Now, this particular image really pissed off a lot of your followers. And you know what? I have none. I, unlike you, understand I'm a fucking nobody on the internet. When you get, I think it's 100,000 subscribers, I believe it is, YouTube will give you a token, a pleb token, a YouTube Silver Award. Silver means you're entertaining enough for us to acknowledge you for whatever reasons. And back, back before it all get fucked up and before you fuck it up anymore, the beautiful thing about that was that, oh yeah, by the way, I asked this question, okay, that fucking question right there. See that question? I fucking asked that question, okay, right there, June 17th. Okay? George published this on June 18th. You see this right here? 1 day ago? I said, because he took the phrase, you know how the signs are, the signals, the codes? I think George knows something the fuck is up. Or George wants to let some people to know to just, hey, get the fuck out of it. I'm taking it as that, I think. I'm starting to get the impression that George has given me, a nobody, a clue so that I can warn people that aren't wrapped up in the game to back out now because something's up and to go focus on something else. I think George is telling me, okay, I'm going to be like you with Assange was tweeting you. I think George was telling me, okay, on June 18th, he was queuing me up. And he purposely added this comment that doesn't even look, I didn't even say that. Dude, look, I said, George, thanks for queuing me up. I knew you would attempt to reach out to us as we want to support you, but we have some serious reservations as to the interactions of Jason and Trish. Why would they expose you on a live stream while inebriated? And I should have had you while you were inebriated. And it says, why would they expose you? I said, I do appreciate your description that highlights who, what, when, where, how. Why can't your team's journalist live up to that standard? She spends a lot of time retweeting, and go look at her feed. Let's do it. Okay? And I would go right to her from here, but because she decided to block me, I can't do that. Dark. Hey, nice logo. Fucking fantastic. I don't know if I even have her crap here. I think that's it, right? Is that what it is? What the fuck? Is that what it is? Yeah, it is. See, just because she blocks somebody on an app doesn't mean that they can't just be a public. See, look, by the way, log in, not logged in. YouTube, not logged in. This is public. Dumbasses. Well, look, the last article by your journalist, June 6th. What the fuck? So, it's on tweets. See, tweets. I'm not trying to trick you and click in tweets and replies. This is your journalist working. This is how your journalist works. She'd get fired if she was working somewhere else. Unless you work for the mainstream media, because that's all they do is fucking retweet, basically repackage retweets into fucking articles. What the fuck? Alright, well, hell, oh, she actually posted some thoughts. But there's no link. It's a retweet to somebody else who just says something about something. Retweet. I'll tell you, Pizzagate, thanks for the follow. Man, you do some good research and you have a fucking great mind. That's all I'll say. We don't have to agree on we don't have to agree on anything. But if it wasn't for you, my friend, this goddamn freaking feed would be suckage. Okay. Oh, we retweeted one from the nation. Hey, there we go. Oh, well, look, it's the same one from the nation. Well, that's reporting. That's reporting on the news. Oh, retweet. Let's keep on retweeting. I will tell you, Becky, thank you, Becky. You're a very good person, and I feel you are based on our interactions on Twitter. And I think I'm going to check that out because you have good taste in spotting things. All right, retweets. So thank you for introducing me to those two people, Trish to Dish. Thanks for dishing me some tips to some great fucking people out there, and as well as pointing out some shitheads. Okay, retweet. We're gonna retweet. Oh, hey, let's retweet an old article and pretend it's new. Retweet. Oh, let's take credit for being a part of Judicial Watch who doesn't want nothing to do with you. Oh, so that's what it is. It's thoughts of the day once in a while. Oh, look, you're gonna ride the coattails of retweeting Judicial Watch today. Retweet, and Pizzagate, man, you're a great fighter for justice, I believe. Once again. Oh, retweet. Oh, breaking. Oh, retweet. You have to hurry up and jump on the bandwagon with Press for Truth. Hey, you know what you should do? You guys should call Press for Truth and interview Dan. I'm sure Dan would like to talk to you guys. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to try to see through through a couple of contacts. Thanks for posting it. I'm going to see if I can get word to Dan, which I am not freaking, he wouldn't know me from this account from Adam without me saying things that don't need to be said on this venue. Oh, retweet, Tom Fitton. That's what we're going to do today. Okay. Look at that. Let's go. Retweet, retweet. Hey, look. Look. Isn't this fucking sick? This is fucking sick. I like Trisha Dishes found Eric Braverman in Oxford. What a fucking lie. And I'm going to tell you, with that lie, I'm fucking pissed. This is fucking over 50 minutes long, and I am fucking out.